Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi and welcome to our presentation. We are from Group 8 from Phonetics and Phonology with Mr. Yosef. So first, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Fikri Baihaqi and my partner is
Fadila Annisa.
So welcome and enjoy our explanation. So today we are going to explain to you about syllables and syllable structure. So we are from Group 8, Phonetics and Phonology, Faculty of Teachers Training and Education in Universitas Singaperbangsa, Karawang. And first, we are going to describe the definition of syllable, the example and the type of syllable. Second, we are going to describe the parts of syllable, and the last, the structure of syllable. So what is a syllable? The definition is syllable is a unit of organization for a sequence of speech sounds. It is typically made up of a syllable nucleus, most often a vowel, with optional initial and final mergings, typically a consonant. So here you can see the vowel A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes a Y. Okay, next here are the examples. Syllables are often considered the phonological building blocks of words. They can influence the rhythm of a language, its prosody, its poetic meter, and its stress patterns. Speech can usually be divided up into a whole number of syllables. For example, the word ignite is made of 2 syllables, ig and night. So as you can see, there's an ig and night. Ig, night, 2 syllables. And there are types of syllable. So a word consists of a single syllables, like English dog, is called a monosyllable and is said to be monosyllabic. Similar terms include bisyllable and disyllabic, also bisyllable and disyllabic for a word of 2 syllables, and trisyllables or trisyllabic for a word of 3 syllables, and polysyllable and polysyllabic, which may refer either to a word or more than 3 syllables to any word more than 1 syllable. Next, we are going to learn how to count syllable. Okay, there are vowel sounds, so you must find vowel sounds for counting syllable. There are A, E, I, O, M, U, sometimes Y. So for example here, cat. So there is a vowel. So that means it only has 1 syllable. So just cat. 1 vowel, 1 syllable. Same as dog. Just dog. It only has 1 syllable. And the next, let's count the vowel. There's only the U, and at the end there's a Y. So it says hungry. The Y is actually a vowel. So there are 2 syllables in here, hung and ri, hungry. Same as busy. The Y is counted as syllable because it sounds like an E. Busy. Move on to this. Let's count. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vowels. but we don't say beautiful, we say beautiful. So the E, A, and U is only one syllable and count as only one vowel sound. So we say beautiful, not beautiful. It sounds weird. Next, we have this, adorable. There's an E at the end, but it doesn't sound like an E. We say adorable. Actually, the L sounds like a vowel. So there are 4 syllables in adorable. Adorable. Next, employ. There is a Y at the end of the word, but it doesn't sound E. It's silent. So the Y is not a vowel, so it only has 2 syllables. Employ. Now the case is different in here. Employee. There's double E at the end. Sounds like an E. So it has 3 syllables. Employee. 3 syllables. Easy, right? So now it's a bit long of syllables. It's a long word. University. 5 syllables. Pretty easy, right? And at the end there's a Y, and it's not silent. It sounds like an E, just like hungry. So university, 5 syllables. Next, we have this, college. The E is silent. It doesn't make a sound. So it's college. Only has 2 syllables. And last we have power. It's easy one. It only has 2 syllables. Power. So it's not exactly all vowel sounds as a vowel. It's sometimes silent, and consonants sometimes can be a vowel, like Y, and this L in adorable. And not vowel that has multiple vowels like this, beautiful. We don't say each vowel, but make it for one. So it say beautiful, not beautiful. Okay, next. So here we have some examples of words and their syllable, from the easy ones to the complicated one. So here we have specific. There are 3 syllables of specific. So specific, 3 syllables, pretty easy. And then we have this, temperature, 4 syllables. Temperature. This one is kind of tricky. Brewery. We kinda don't say the sound that brewery. No, brewery. It's not like that. And then this, most people say this often with a T, but the right one is, we don't say the T, it's silent. So often. So we don't say the T is silent. And then here are comfortable. The syllables are comfortable. comfortable or syllable. So the fur, most people is don't say that. We are saying they are saying comfortable without the fur, make it more efficient to say and more easy. So, but in the syllables it has four, obviously. You say comfortable, but in syllables it has four syllables. So don't forget the fur. Although we say comfortable, if you are going to find a syllable, it's comfortable. There's a fur, comfortable, not just comfortable. Okay, here is the example of the complicated one. So the complicated one is kind of hard to pronounce. So syllables make it pretty easy. So here we have supercalifragilistic expialidocious. Pretty hard, right? So it's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. My tongue is a bit So let's try again. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Let's try it fast. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Okay, I'm sorry about saying wrong, but yeah, you can make complicated words easy with syllable. So the next, we are going to learn parts of syllable. So syllable is divided into two parts actually, but the rhyme is the second part, has branches. So let's begin with onset. Onset is the beginning sounds of the syllable, the ones preceding the nucleus. These are always consonants in English, although some consonants can also be the nucleus, just like Y. So next there is rhyme. So the rest of the syllable after the onset. The rhyme can also be divided up. Rhyme is nucleus and coda. So rhyme has branches. There is nucleus and coda. And then nucleus and coda. The nucleus is the core or essential part of syllables, so nucleus must be present in order to syllable to be present. So there is no syllable, there is no word without a nucleus. So most syllable nuclei are vowels. The coda comprises the consonant sound of a syllable that follow the nucleus. So there are pretty much four of parts of syllable, and we are going to learn about it in the next slide. So next in this part we are going to learn the syllable structure. So after we learn the parts of syllable, there are the structures of syllables actually, as you can see here. There are onset rhyme, and rhyme has branches. There are nucleus and coda. So the syllable is a sigma over here. There's a structure as a sigma. And to the left we have onset and rhyme, as branches, nucleus, coda. So the syllable is easily considered right branching, as you can see, right branching. That is, nucleus and coda are grouped together as a rhyme and are only distinguished at the second level. So the nucleus is usually the vowel in the middle of a syllable. In the middle, the onset is the sound or sounds occurring before the nucleus, and the coda, literally tail. So in Italian, coda means tail. It's the sound or sounds that follow the nucleus. They are sometimes collectively known as the shell. The term rhyme covers the nucleus plus coda. In the one-syllable English word cat, like before, cat only has one syllable. The nucleus is A, the sound that can be shouted or sung on its own. The onset is C, and the coda T. And rhyme at. The syllable can be abstracted as a consonant, vowel consonant, syllable, abbreviated CVC. Also, as you can see, here is sigma as a syllable. So onset, the rhyme is nucleus, coda. So let's see, the onset is C, and the rhyme is nucleus A. The rhyme coda is T. Since the onset C, and the nucleus over here is A and coda is T, and both this is rhyme. So the next part is possible syllable. So you can see the green as a consonant, purple as a vowel. Over here we have CVC, and it is cat for the example. And this syllable actually considered closed syllable. So if a word ended in a consonant like cat, because it's CVC, consonant vowel consonant, it's considered as closed syllable. And then we have CCV, which is considered open syllable because it's ended in the vowel. So for example, tree is an open syllable. Another possible is VCC, art, start with a vowel, and like double C, V, and double C again, like start, or even just a vowel like an A. So for the difference between another language syllable and English syllable is pretty different. So for example, there is Japanese syllable. Japanese syllable usually start with a vowel, or you can start with a consonant, but it is followed by consonant and vowel, consonant and vowel again. So it's just like that, and it's mostly, or maybe all, are open syllable. For example, the word anata, it's open syllable, and the structure is VCVC. V again, vowel again. It's open syllable. It's always ended in a vowel. The English syllable can be open syllable, mostly closed syllable. It also can be more complicated and have many consonants, like this, for example, splints begin with 3 consonants and ended in 3 consonants. In the middle, there is only one vowel splits, only one syllable, but a lot of consonant. There is also words vowel within the nucleus. So for example, diphthong, there are two nucleus between the consonant, for example, height, and we also have Clyde, Sanje, and new, for example, new, there is J and I and Y, so it sounds new, new. And then we also have long vowels, which is feet, so feet.
I want to explain why are syllables important. So now that we know a syllable is and how to count them, you may be wondering why anyone would need to know this. When I went to elementary school in the 90s, syllables were not taught. I never learned any of the spelling rules or phonics, but I had great memory and somehow I internalized spelling rules through exposure. But if you or your students are like most people, they are perplexed by English spelling rules that don't make sense. But then simply is not the case. There are many rules that govern how we read and spell, and not as many exceptions as most people think. Syllable rules are very important to know for spelling and decoding, and critical to teach to students who struggle in either reading or spelling. Knowing the different syllable patterns and how to split words into syllables helps students decode and spell words correctly. They can predict what sound a vowel will make and break up longer words into smaller parts for easier reading. I want to explain about function of syllable. Function of syllable. As a phonological unit, the syllable performs several functions that may be combined into the main three: constitutive, distinctive, and identificatory. The constitutive function of the syllable manifests itself in the fact that the syllables form higher level units words, accentual or rhythmic groups, utterance, and two aspects of this function can be emphasized. On the one hand, the syllable is a unit in which segmental phonemes are realized. L. Bundarko has proved experimentally that the relation between the distinctive features of the phonemes and their acoustic correlates can be revealed only within the syllable. On the other hand, within a syllable or a sequence of syllables, prosodic or suprasegmental features of speech are also realized. These are distinctive variation in loudness or stress, in pitch or tone, and in duration is tempo and length. The syllable may be stressed and unstressed, high, mid or low, rising or falling, long or short. All these prosodic features are significant for constituting the stress pattern of a word and the tonal and rhythmic structure of an utterance. The distinctive function of the syllable is to differentiate words and word combination. It has been mentioned that phonemes exist and function within the syllable. Therefore, words are actually differentiated by the syllable as one articulatory and perceptible unit. For instance, the monosyllabic words did and did differ not only in their consonant phonemes, Syllable, also by their syllable as bisyllabic and monosyllabic words. Syllable division or syllabification is very important too in distinguishing words and utterance. The distinctive role of syllabification is illustrated by examples like nitrate and unaim, we, blown, and ice cream. There are two types of juncture: open and close. Open juncture or open transition occurs between syllables I and E, between two articulatory units. It may also be called intersyllabic juncture. Close juncture or close transition occurs between sounds within one syllable or I and A within one articulatory unit. Therefore, the transition from one sound D to another are closer within a syllable than between syllables. This juncture may also be called intrasyllabic juncture. The latest acoustic investigation of juncture showed that the factors determining an open or a closed juncture are the duration of the sounds, the intensity, and formaton transition. Thus, according to the data obtained by I. Lehist, the initial announcement is longer than a final announcement. And here, the function of syllables are: the first, the syllable as the basic phonotactic unit. The mean of the syllable as the basic phonotactic unit is: one of the basic functions of the syllable is to regulate the ways in which lower level units, consonants, and vowel of the phonological hierarchy can combine. And second is the syllable as the domain of phonological rules. The relevance of syllable structure constraints is not restricted to loan words and mother tongue inference. Syllable structure often plays an important role in conditioning the application of phonological rules internal to a language. And for the third is the syllable and the structure of complex segments. The syllable not only regulates the combination of the segment, it also controls and combination of features which make up segments. And for the fourth is compensatory lengthening. And for the last is the syllables as indispensable building block of for higher phonological domains. In many languages, higher prosodic phenomenon like stress, nasalization in quantity can only be insightfully described in terms of syllable because often in order to determine whether a given rule is applicable, the number of syllables in word a part of word has to be counted. And now I want to explain about type of syllable. There are 6 types of syllable and there are: first, closed syllable or VC or consonant vowel. A closed syllable ends in a consonant. The vowel before the final consonant has a short sound. Examples include cat, read, on, went. This is the first type of syllable that is taught, usually in first grade. By this point, students are very familiar with closed syllable words such as CVC, words. A syllable with a vowel before a final consonant. The vowel usually has a short sound. And for the second, there open syllable or vowel. An open syllable ends with a vowel. The vowel has a long sound. Some examples are go, me, I, and cry. The open syllable should be taught along with or after the closed syllable, just as students as are familiar with closed syllables in first grade. They are also familiar with many open syllable words like me and go, a syllable ending with a single vowel. The vowel usually has a long sound, so in the open syllable or vowel has a long sound. And for the third, their vowel consonant, E syllable or VCE. Vowel consonant E syllables end in a final silent E with a consonant just before the silent E. This silent E makes the vowel before it have a long sound. Examples include home, fine, cute. This syllable type is called many things, such as silent E, needy E, sneaky E. These syllables should be taught after students know short and long vowel sounds and closed and open syllables. It's a good transition to go from closed syllable to VCE by adding the silent E to CVC words, a syllable with a long vowel followed by a consonant and final silent E. And for the fourth, there are controlled syllable. Are controlled syllable always have at least one vowel followed by R. The R gives it a unique sound. Some examples are her, bird, fur, ear, for. This should be taught often after open, closed, and VCE syllables. First and second grade are usually when this syllable is taught and practiced. A syllable with at least one vowel followed by R. The vowel sound is controlled by R. Diphthong or vowel thin syllable V double V. A diphthong syllable usually has two adjacent vowels that are pronounced together. This produces a special sound. Examples include eat, grow, tail, fight. Notice whether a vowel combination is reversed, such as I-O in lion. In this case, you split the syllable between the I and O. The syllable is also known as a vowel thing. This is taught starting in first grade, but there are some tricky ones that can be left for second grade. A syllable with two vowels that make one sound, like I, A, I, Y, O, W, O, A, I, E, double E, and E, A. And for the last is consonantly syllable, V, Li. A consonantly syllable has no vowel sound. The silent E at the end of the syllable is the only vowel. Only the consonant and the L are pronounced. Examples include purple, table, maple. This is the last syllable type to teach once the student has mastered the other. And next, I want to explain about material discussion. The discussion about student analyze in syllabifying words at the third semester of Universitas Singaperbangsa Karawang has been carried out, as it is known that a syllable is a phonological unit of sounds that establishes an onset, nucleus, and coda. Syllable is at the heart of phonological representations. It is the unit in terms of which phonological systems are organized. It is purely phonological entity. Then, syllable is described as consisting of a center which has little or no obstruction to airflow and which sound comparatively loud. Syllable is very important unit. Most people seem to believe that even if they cannot define what a syllable is, they can count how many syllables there are in given word and sentence. In fact, if one tries the experiment of asking English speaker to count the syllable in, say, recorded sentence, there is often a considerable amount of disagreement. And next, what is the structure of the syllables in English? So in here, I want to explain what structure of the syllable. So structure in syllables, there are two. Onset and rhyme. And rhyme, there are two. There are nucleus and coda. And for the next, syllable has two constituents, namely the onset which come at the beginning and the rhyme which follow it. And in the first syllable is rhyme, is simple. It doesn't branch. Just it contains just one constituent, the vowel, the rhyme of that. On the other hand, branch. It contains a vowel which is followed by a consonant. There are some constituents to represent the syllable, but the universal syllable template accepted by most phonologists is given in the following tree diagram. Also use this tree diagram for segmenting the syllable, and it will also be used by the writer for analyze the syllable structure. Note that small sigma is shorthand for syllable. Based on the data we obtained through the questionnaire, there are some words that are difficult to pronounce, such as brewery, deteriorate, and anemone, and explicit. From these words, let's try to break it into several parts of determine the syllables. There are four words. First, brewery. Divide deteriorated in syllable. There are three. Brew, and y. So there are three syllable, and stress syllable is brew. And for the two words, they're deteriorate. Divide deteriorate in syllable is d, d, te, ri, o, ret. So the word from deteriorate have five syllables, and for the stress syllable is three. Next, there anemone. Divide anemone in syllable is a, name, o, and name. There, the word from anemone have four syllables. Stress syllable is name, and for the last is explicit. Divide explicit in syllable is ex, plic, and it. The word from explicit have syllable is three syllables. So stress syllable is plic.